today I decided to film a 10 baby names that we love but won't be using, just because this was my favorite video at the beginning of my pregnancy when I was trying to find ideas what to name our baby. Some of the names that I'm going to mention, Blake and I both liked and we were back and forth on them, but other names that I'm going to mention only I liked, so maybe I should call this video names that I like but we won't be using. But I have 10 names, 5 boys and 5 girls, and I'm going to go ahead and start with the boys. If you do not know, we are having a baby boy. It took us forever to decide on a name for our son. We had a name picked out before we found the gender for a girl, and then we had a few names picked out for a boy, but I'm pretty sure our whole list of boy names changed when we found out we were having a boy. So we had a girl's name, and the boy name just took forever for us to find. We just couldn't agree on one. He liked old-fashioned names, I liked new-fashioned names, but I will tell you those names that we ended up just tossing around a bunch until we decided to name our son what we're naming him. So the first name we have is Silas. We got it from a TV show. Not going to mention the name of the TV show. If you know what it is, then. I'm not actually 100% sure what happened to this name because we were pretty dead set on naming our son this. But I'm not really sure. It just isn't what we're naming our son. The second name we have is Levi, and we tossed that one around for a good bit too. Like I said, I don't know, it was just so hard for us to pick out our name. We just had a list of names that we just kind of like kept going over, and we like tried adding like middle names to make us like it more and stuff, but Levi was one that we tossed around all the time. Emmett was another name. We actually didn't really discuss Emmett that much. We just had it on the list of names that we liked. I think we were sitting down with a baby book one day and that one was in it. We were just like, oh, that one's cute, just write that one down. So that one just made it on the list. We didn't really discuss it too much, so I don't think that one really had much potential of being our son's name, but that one was one that we both thought was an adorable name, but isn't going to be our son's name. The fourth name that I have is Bellamy. That one is also from a TV show called The 100. I love that show. I love the name Bellamy. I love the character Bellamy, so I think that's why I like the name so much. I was kind of between his name and what we're actually naming our son, so I don't know. I guess Blake didn't like it as much as I liked it. It is pretty feminine, I feel like, Bellamy. But at the same time, I completely love it. And then the fifth name, I liked this name. Blake completely hated it, and I loved it. I thought it was the cutest thing ever, and it is Luca. I love the name Luca. I don't know. It just sounds so modern and, like, today's name, but I love the name Luca. Blake completely hated it, so that is not going to be our son's name. That is the 5 boy names. Moving on to the 5 girl names. As I mentioned, we had a name picked out for a girl. On the girl name hunt, Blake really only liked 2 names that I did not like. Or, not that I didn't like these names, I knew people with those names. I think that's the main reason why a lot of names that we threw out did not work. But he liked the name Lauren and Elizabeth. Elizabeth is fine. I don't like it as a first name, though. I feel like if I were to name my child, or my daughter, Elizabeth, it would be her middle name. But those are his 2 names that he liked. There wasn't any names that he was like completely fond of after that point, except for the name that we decided on, which I'm not going to mention just because that is one name that we both like. So if we have a girl in the future, then that would most likely be her name. The first name on the list is Lena, and the second name is Leia. The story with that one, I liked Lena more, he liked Leia more, but that was one that was just kind of like, okay, that's a name that we can like write down and just like throw back and forth. Blair is a third name that we had on there. This one wasn't one that we would name our daughter like as her first name. This one would be a middle name that goes with a ton of names that we both ended up liking. Like if I found a name or whatever, I would add Blair to it and he'd be like, I like Blair, but I don't like that name. So there's that. The fourth name and the fifth name both are names that only I liked and he did not like. The fourth name I have on the list is Aspynn. I love the name Aspynn. I'm very fond of baby girl names that start with A. That's actually what we agreed on, or the name that we agreed on for if we had a daughter. It starts with an A, but I love the name Aspynn. I was between Aspynn and then what the girl name actually is, so he didn't like Aspynn, but he liked the other one, so. And then the 5th and last name I have on my list is Oaklynn. I also adore that name. He did not like it at all. That wasn't even like anything discussed, but I love that name so much, so I wanted to add that one in here just so if anybody else likes that name, please name your daughter that, because that is the cutest name in the entire world. But those are the names I have picked out. I do have a question for you guys. I've always been about themes, kind of, or like a pattern in my children's names. Like, say, the same initials, or like, yeah, the first name initial or whatever. But the name that we agreed on, I'm not saying, but is the initials of Blake. His initials are B-A-J, and our son's initials are also B-A-J. And I guess the only pattern I can think of that would match that is if we had a daughter, her initials would be the same as mine. Well, my name is Emma Kate, so E-K are my initials. I cannot find a name that I like that starts with an E or a K. I think we both like the name Elaine. Maybe. But it's not like we're in love with it. I am in love with the name that we picked out, but it doesn't match at all. The initials for that name is A-G, and obviously that is not my initials, so that wouldn't be any pattern. I might just give up on the like theme or pattern obsession I have. I cannot find any K names that I like. Like I said, Elaine is something that we both kind of liked. Can't find anything for a K, so if any of you guys have any like suggestions on an E or a K name, please leave those down below. Not like we're having a kid anytime soon, but or another child anytime soon, but just because I'm one of those people who like to think about names all the time for whatever reason. But if you guys have any ideas or suggestions, please leave those down below. I would love to hear what you guys have, because after Pinteresting and Googling and stuff, I still cannot find a name that I'm in love with. Please like and subscribe. Also comment if you have any name ideas for either an E name or a K name for baby girls. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.